Yes, you are welcome to the second session of this today, the virtual international conference on the 162 birthday of the Gurudev Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore. Yes, now I can request our senior judge and who is very much present here. Yes, to continue his, I can switch out to him. Navamurthy, Senior Judge, retired Tanjavur. Please continue your lecture, sir. Your
Thank you,
presentation.
sir. Thank you, sir. Respect to you and the all participation and viewers. Good evening, sir. Today we are celebrating 162 Rabindranath Tagore birthday anniversary. Tagore was born on 1861, May 7, today. He was a legend, Indian poet, writer, and social reformer and freedom fighter. He is a popularly known as Gurudev and Kavi Gurudev. Tagore first referred to Mahatma Gandhi. Tagore first referred Gandhi as Mahatma. Hereafter, we will call Mahatma till now. Gitanjali is the best poem of collection in Bengali. Tagore quoted, "You cannot cross the sea merely by standing there. Start at the work of the walk." It is a famous quote by Tagore. Tagore believed that education is the only medium through which the picture of the country can be changed. Tagore was awarded and honored in 19th January, but Tagore gently refused to receive the award because of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 13th April 1919. Indian national anthem composed by the Tagore, national anthem which was portrayed the country a future and intellectual. Indian Improper Act 1950, Section 3 and 5 stated that if anyone disrespected to national anthem, as per Section 5 of Improper Act 1950, 500 rupees is fine imposed by the court. Today, we will request the government to increase the fine. Most of the youths not respected national anthem till now. At the age of the 14, Tagore wrote so many poems. The collection of the poem, namely Gitanjali, publication in the world when Nobel Prize awarded to Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore Sangeet was more famous to national anthem, Amar Shor Bengal, Bangladesh national anthem, and Janagana Mana, Indian national anthem. Some people of India filed a case in Supreme Court to remove the Sindhu Janagana Mana in national anthem. Sindhu words is now it is a place of Pakistan. So our national anthem having a Sindhu should be removed by the order of the court. But our Supreme Court refused to entertain the case and dismiss. Tagore was a true patriot. He had written so many poems and songs, which was a powerful weapon to raise voice against the British government and the British ruler. Tagore family was Bengali Brahmin family. He was the 13th youngest children. His father name was Mary Deborah Singh. His mother was Sarojini Devi. His wife was Mernila Devi. In 1883, He married Venila Devi at the age of 9. His wife died and two children, 1902 and 1907, having two children, Tagore. It was reflected in his poem. The Tagore was a start experimental school, Santiniken, where he tried philosophy and his humanist idea of the education. Later, the school became university. It is very famous university. Gitanjali was the devotional collection of the poem. It conveyed to us an idea of the value of the charity, love, and sacrifice and spiritual message. He wrote 2000 songs. The Tagore moral story give a message to us that God give everything to us. God give everything to God give everything to us. So we should live peaceful with love and respect. In 1913, November 14, Nobel Prize awarded to Tagore. He was the first Indian received the Nobel Prize. The song offering the Rabindranath Tagore, conscious wisdom and philosophy. Rabindranath's story is famous story names Kalibullah Wala, the postmaster, Hungary, the broken nest. This is a famous story, and in Gitanjali, face to face, friends, and given me strength are the famous poem by the Tagore. The Tagore quotes, clouds comes like flotation into my life, no longer carry rain or as the home, but the add color my sunset sky. Don't limit a child to your own learning, for he was born in another time. It is very simple to happy. It is very simple to happy, but it is very difficult to be a simple. Another famous poem, Where is the Mind Without Fear? It is one of the famous poem. I like it. Today we are celebrating. Rabindranath was a great poet. He taught us love, spiritual, devotional to all by written of the Gitanjali. We celebrated Tagore birthday. We thanks to all to participation in the meeting and the viewers and the organizer, Professor Mohammed Hussain. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I leave the meetings.
Yes, just now that you heard our senior judge Namurthy sir from Chennai now presented it. Bakyam, you are present. Now I could see you. Can you make it your deliberation within 5 minutes? Bakyam. Yes, you can start your presentation because my first session, I don't know, there is some snag was there. That's why it is showing the 0 bytes. But doesn't matter. If you want to speak, now you can speak. Bakyam, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here, sir.
Yeah, you can repeat it again 5 minutes because the first one, I don't know, some snag was there. So it took the time. So I've started the second session. But anyway, that you can speak, that will be recorded now. Continue it, Bakyam, the net qualified candidate from the Saraswati College of Law, Chennai. And switch over to the Bakyam.
So 1 second, sir.
Yes, please continue. Just external you can give it. It doesn't matter because you are not showing in a audio vision. You are not running the video, no. Just we can give the extempore lecture.
Okay, sir. Good evening to one and all.
Good evening, madam.
Very happy and glad to deliver a speech on versatile personality of Rabindranath Tagore on the occasion of celebration of Rabindranath Tagore Jayanti and 162nd anniversary of respected Rabindranath Tagore. I thank Professor Dr. Mohammed Saheb Hussain sir for giving me the wonderful opportunity of foundation of celebration of Rabindranath Tagore Jayanti. With the words of Rabindranath Tagore, everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. Rabindranath Tagore was an incredible, versatile personality. He performed as a poet, philosopher, social reformer, writer, playwright, composer, and artist. He exemplified India and its values at the international level and national level. He was awarded the world-famous Nobel Prize for Literature for his famous book of poetry called Gitanjali in the year of 1913. The British Crown awarded him the knighthood. As fundamental attributes of Tagore educational philosophy, teaching should be unique with intellectual, aesthetic, economic and social, cultural and spiritual. Factual education is to understand at every stage how our training or coaching or guiding and learning have a natural relationship with our ambiences. Tagore is the only special person to have composed the national anthems of 3 nations. The majority of publics know that Tagore wrote the national anthems of India and Bangladesh, Janagana Mana and Amar Sonar Bangla. Correspondingly, Sri Lanka national anthem is originated on a Bengali song initiated written by Tagore in 1938. In the year of 1951, it was converted into Sinhalese and embraced as the national anthem. Tagore recommended that virtuous educational scheme not only intensify the knowledge but also influence the intellectual improvement, physical progress, moral advancement, social expansion, and spiritual enhancement. It further progress, synchronization, and artistic creativity, for example, individualism or assertiveness or self-expression. He commenced a new prose and verse forms and the use of colloquial or local slang language into Bengali literature, facilitated, introduced Indian culture to the West and worldwide. Tagore laid great pressure and importance on the aesthetic improvement of the senses in his philosophy of education. He argued that development of the senses was as significant as intellectual improvement. He therefore dedicated importance to music, literature, art, dance, and drama in the day-to-day life cycle of the school. According to Rabindranath Tagore, education is a self-realization, and this self-realization is possible only with the mother, nature, and environment. And he also stressed that all human being is an element of the universal soul. So the ultimate object of education is to reach people in the universal spirit. In 1905, Lord Curzon decided to divide Bengal into 2 separate parts. Rabindranath Tagore strongly opposed against this decision. Tagore wrote a number of national songs and attended protest meetings. He introduced the Raksha Bandhan ceremony for this symbolizing the underlying the unity of undivided Bengal as a means to prevent 1905 Bengal partition following Tagore calls hundreds of Hindus and numbers of Hindus and Muslims came out in the large numbers to tie Raksha threads as a symbol of unity. The role of Rabindranath Tagore for the improvement of contemporary education and society as an alternate solution or substitute to the existing forms of education. He commenced a school at Santiniketan in 1901 that advanced into the university. He tried to develop an alternative model of education that stemmed from his own learning experiences. Finally, I would like to conclude this topic.
Yes.
Devotion to his mother tongue amazes me, because nowadays learning mother tongue is considered as a second language, and learning a foreign language is considered as a pride. I strongly oppose this, because when learning mother tongue, one can easily understand any knowledge through that which one can we can create great great leaders. I don't like single language policy, because their culture and mother tongue are special to everyone. We must not forget that Rabindranath Tagore works achieved great significance in his mother tongue. Although we need foreign language or other languages, we must not forget to think in our mother tongue. Another thing, the reason why uniform civil code cannot be implemented till date, because
Yes,
the
Bhakyam,
mother
conclude.
standards are different, and there are still contradiction in their implementation. So thank you. Let's all honor, respect, and adore on this 162nd anniversary of Rabindranath Tagore Jayanti. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very
Thank
much,
you very much,
Bhakyam, that you have supported
Thank you, sir.
one language. One should not use it. At least there should be a state language, national language, and international language. Otherwise, we are living in a well, like a frog, that would come out. Of course, we can compare it to Germany is different, because their culture is different, their the way of living is different. They are the German. One should have to study it. That is a different aspect, because in Telugu there is a saying is there. Pulini jusi nakkal vatal pettukunnadanta. That means by looking at the tiger, even a fox tried to keep the scars over her body by charring it with a rod. So that was the thing. We will make it out. Pankaj Kumar Pathak, you can say something. Yeah, no, Mohammed Saheb Hussain is not waiting in the lobby. Unverified. I'm not waiting in the lobby.
Sir.
Yes, sir. I came late. I'm so sorry. Just give me a moment.
And somebody joined with my name. I don't know how he joined with my name.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Yes, you can speak at least 5 minutes, because the first one there is some snag was there, but only relevant matter to the Tagore you can speak. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, the phonetics, the sound and structure, the lexis and the lexicons, these are important in every society, and these are our surroundings, our environment, where the crow in Nepal also speaks the same as it speaks in London, it speaks in America.
Continue.
So it's not about.
Yes, continue.
Living language teacher here, where Dr. Rabindranath Tagore is remembered. Yes, sir. Shall I continue?
Yes, yes, yes. Is there any problem now?
Yes. So
Then continue.
Yes, sir. The poetry, the drama of Sir Rabindranath Tagore is quite very famous in our English teaching department, and we have our sir, and I attended Nobel College from Sinamangal, Kathmandu, where the college is named after founder of Nobel Prize, Sir Alfred Nobel, and here where music, drama and everything is entertained, and where we executed and implemented in our schools, children they were able to showcase their talents with their dramatic views, and now all of those children who attended our school are at very top positions. They are political leaders, they are Vinis, Vidyalaya Nirichak, they are like principal of government school and internationally also our students are hired like countries in Korea, Japan, and in Germany. Also, there are our Nepalese friends. So, sir quoted about Germany language. One of my German friend in symbiosis tell that the cross is right in Germany and the correct symbol is wrong in Germany. This is when invasions are done, the betrayal languages are being used, which has negated our people's environment. And now we should come together with those old concepts and create a decorum of international development for children, where children are the prime focus. And this linguistic war, Cold War, is seen everywhere in every country. Even in Nepalganj, we have diversified people, but a little bit is stopping them from coming together, which is language, the linguistic error in our society. It should be eliminated by our training centers, our educational institution, by giving freedom, not being so autocratic with the language and the national ethics. It is fine, but when we talk about globalization and international languages, we should give respect to every languages which is spoken, and especially, yes, children do learn the same science more better in their mother tongue. My mother tongue is Awadhi, so the Ramayana is written in Awadhi language. When I read sometimes in public occasions, then I feel more understanding and things are being clear. However, my grandparents, they were fluent of Urdu
Correct, correct,
language.
Rabindranath Tagore.
Language, yeah. So the language is a power in my understanding. More languages we know, we are able to connect. I learned Japanese, Marathi, Nevari language, Tharu language, and there are typical varieties in Tharu as well, Bengali Tharu and Purvi Maithili language. So many language, but it is not in use. But whenever people we visit, come together, even Namaste or Hi is or Shalom creates a decorum of peace, and they feel so augmented. So even a small greeting, they say Assalamu alaikum. So a small greeting can also augment people in our communication. There should not be linguistic this thing which is steering our network. So we should eliminate that as a small bug in our program, and then there is so much decorum and peace in our world.
Okay, thank you very much, Pankaj Kumar Pathak, expressing his views regarding the 162 birthday of Rabindranath Tagore ji. Now I could see the Professor Dr. Anil Kumar Dikshit. And are you ready, Anil Kumar Dikshit, to say a few words about the Rabindranath Tagore? Anil Kumar Dikshit, are you ready?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, you don't on your video because the signals are weak. You can use only the audio. Cut it. Yes, I did.
Yes.
This is from the Professor of Law, that is Uttaranchal University, Dehradun, India.
First of all, I am very grateful to Mohammed Saheb Hussain for organizing this in the memory of Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is the person who has written the anthem, Jan Gan Man, of which is the anthem of the university of this India.
Yes, speak.
When we talk about the working, I said that because of the connectivity, there is. I am audible.
Yeah. You can use it. We are hearing you.
Okay, sir. So when we talk about Rabindranath Tagore, a very literary person, and Jan Gan Man has been written by him.
Unmute, Anil Kumar, unmute and speak. Your microphone is, now you speak.
Okay. So, and one of the greatest creation, Gitanjali, which Rabindranath Tagore has created. And because of that, he is the first literary person from India who has been awarded as a, I can say that, Nobel awardee. I am audible, sir. I am audible.
Yes, audible, audible.
And Jangan Man Adhinayak, which has been adopted by the Congress, because when India became independent and and
Speak.
the only person, Rabindranath Tagore, which we can say that his creation in Gitanjali, in which the period of his life, he was a Bengal who worked as a poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and a painter too. He was a social reformer also. He researched Bengali literature and music as well. He was the fond of the Indian art. In the late 90s and in earlier 20th century, he made a very beautiful poetry of Gitanjali, and in 1913, he was the first non-European and the first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. Mohammed Saheb,
Yes, we are hearing you.
one of the I appreciate, and I am the one of, I say that I have learned many things from Rabindranath Tagore.
Very good.
His poetic songs were viewed in the spiritual and elegant prose, which are not only been appreciated in Bengal, but whole of the India as well as globally. He is a loved not only in Calcutta, Bengal, but he is a person of global fame. As a story writer, as a composer, as a social reformer, his work is being appreciated globally, not only in English literature, but Bengali literature also. His noble work, Gora, Amar Sonar, these are the few of the things which gave him a global platform as a renowned literature. As an academician in 1877, when he graduated, the very first book of the short stories and drama, he was very much interested in in writing stories and drama also. And as a humanist, and really he wrote a critics with respect to the nationalism. Today we in India, this new government is talking about the nationalism, but Rabindranath Tagore was the person who in 1877 raised the issue of nationalism, and his creativity, his lyricist played a great role, and his creations were been running in the nerves of the Indians, which played a lot role in its. He was not only a painter, but many of his sketches, hundreds of texts, and thousands of songs which he has wrote. In India, Vishwa Bharati used to still today this All India Radio Vishwa Bharati. Then his composition was also been chosen, and Jawaharlal Nehru, along with Mahatma Gandhi, unanimously the whole of the Congress, they adopted Jan Gan Man as a national anthem of India. And another creation which Rabindranath Tagore has made, Amar Sonar Bengal, that is the anthem of the Bangladesh also. So his creation, Bangladesh has adopted his creation, Amar Sonar Bengal, Bangla, as the anthem of the Bangladesh. So this is that we said that Raja Rajye Pujate, Vidwan Sarvatra Pujate. There is a quote in Sanskrit that the king is being respected within his territory, but Vidwan, a literate person is respected to whole of the world. And Rabindranath Tagore is one of the example. That he is being appreciated, his work is being appreciated globally. And many of the nations, even United States, Britain, his creations, his stories are in the curriculum, in the syllabus of the students of undergraduate and postgraduate. We are proud to celebrate this day in memory of Rabindranath Tagore. Though on August 7th, this is the constant, and on May 7th, 1861, is his birthday, and the 7th day of August in 1941, he died in Calcutta. Though he was not able to see the independent country, but his creations, his Bengali literature, as well as the literature which was he has wrote in Sanskrit and English, still it is very influential, which introduced the Indian culture and shows the intellect of the world. The son of the religious reformer Rabindranath Tagore, the great lyric Rabindranath Tagore, has published many books and poetries. One of his book, Manasi, which he wrote in 1890, that book is in our library, Uttaranchal University. I have gone through with that book. That is the collection of the maturing of his genius. A nice poetry has been written. In 1891, Tagore went to East Bengal, which is now in Bangladesh, to manage his family's estate. He was a great lover of the nature, the rivers, the mountains. Even the film producer and director Satyajit Ray, he has also captured many titles of Rabindranath Tagore in his film. The poetry of collection of Sonar Thari in 1894, The Golden Boat, the Chitragandha. These are the few creations. And Chitragandha consists of more than 2,000 songs. Shanti Niketan, which was established, and Rabindranath Tagore was very much disciplined person. The people from politics and each person knew that when Indira Gandhi was a student in Shanti Niketan, Rabindranath Tagore has taught a lesson of discipline to her. And even today also Shanti Niketan has been known as one of the abode of peace, where the blend of the best of the Indian and Western traditions, which was later became at the Visva Bharati University in 1921. The work of Rabindranath Tagore and the anthem Jan Gan Man will run in our hearts in the coming years. सूरज रहेगा, चांद रहेगा, जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा, रविंद्र तेरा नाम रहेगा. Very much thank you.
Yes,
Very much
Professor
thank you.
Dr. Anil Kumar Dixit, the Professor of Law, Uttaranchal University, and I beg your pardon, Professor M. Idris Siddiqui, sir, you can on your video and audio and express your views because I don't know what will happen. This is the first time it is happened, otherwise it will very much shocked it. Yes, you can continue it now. And let me introduce again the Professor Mohammed Idris Siddiqui, sir, and he is my guru and who taught me how to write an article to present in the seminar. So I could not forget his gratitude and I am very much indebted to him. Now I switch over to the Professor Dr. Mohammed Idris Siddiqui, now settled in Toronto, Canada, but he is a professor of economics, and he is a prolific writer, especially the children books. Now I can switch over to the Professor Mohammed Idris Siddiqui, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, I feel embarrassed whenever you say that I taught you so many things. I shared my experiences with
Sir,
you.
that is more important factor. Knowledge should not die with a person.
Yeah, so what I did in my long academic career, I used to share my experiences with my students. Uh, Most of the research students, they used to come to me to learn methodology. Particularly, I was interested in guiding researches, and that's what I did in the past 35 years. Then I switched over from academics to serious writing, particularly for children, because they are the future of the nation, every nation. What I feel at this age, uh, that a person works hard for his personal or academic achievements, whatever we do as professor or teacher or associate professor, we do to promote our career, to add or contribute something towards the academics. But why I feel that the society has given us much more than of what we acknowledge. And this is the high time that I should pay back to the society. I'm not doing any favor to anyone. I'm doing this favor to me. So I'm paying back to the society, and I learned this lesson here in Canada very much, where a common man believes in paying back to the society. So my work is related with the children. Uh, I write short stories for children. Uh, there are two aims. One of them is to fill the knowledge gap, which Indian children particularly have. They do not get the latest information, or whatever information is considered very important. This is the space age where technology moves in or leaps in bounds. So I try to fill the knowledge gap which our children have in India and other developing countries. So my some of my books are about the environmental problems. I still remember 20 years back when I wrote the first collection of my short stories. I talked about the rising sea level, and nobody cared in those days. I talked about it that due to warming or due to glacier melting at a faster pace, it is going to raise the sea level all over the world, particularly in those areas which are uh, considered as low-lying areas. And certain parts of the world are uh, apprehended to disappear from the map of the world, like Maldives. I pray that it doesn't happen. But there is a danger, there is a fear. 2 years back, I went to Sundarban in India, and I found that there are many uninhabited islands which have submerged in the water. So this is happening. Uh, Global warming is happening. It's real, but we have not realized to that extent. So what to do about it? So I continued writing about environmental problems, particularly global warming, greenhouse gases, and I changed them into short stories. Those stories have been published from India and Pakistan. This is to impress or inculcate on the minds of young children that this global warming is going to affect your life, your future. We have lived our life, but you still have the whole life ahead of you. So you have to think about it. Nobody is going to sing for you. You have to sing for yourself. You have to save the environment. You have to talk about the greenhouse gases. You have to talk about the global warming, and you have to do a lot. This is what children all over the world are doing. If you ask Canadian children, I'm sure 9 out of 10 will tell you that they are worried about the environmental problem, particularly global warming and greenhouse gases. Do we think in a similar way in India? No. We yet have to make efforts, and that's what I have been doing. So my three collections of short stories dealing with environmental problems have been published from Pakistan, Some of them have been published from India. They talk about the land pollution, the air pollution, the water pollution, and global warming and greenhouse gases. National Book Trust of India has published a number of my short stories about these issues. One of them is Asman Mein or Akash Mein Muqaddama. This is about the greenhouse gases, and they are affecting in not even one region or two regions, but affecting all the countries of the world. India is one of them. Have you ever heard about rains during the month of May? No. The kind of floods we are getting in India and other places, I am particularly talking about India. It doesn't mean that it is happening only in India, but my emphasis on India. Uh, we are having floods. We are having extraordinary hot weather, not warm weather. It is hot weather. Sometimes mercury touches 50 degrees centigrade in India. Why is it happening? It has never happened in the past 1 century. It's because of the global warming. So we have to think about it. We have to sensitize this issue, particularly among the children, because they are the custodian of the future. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to sensitize this issue and writing continuously about global warming, about greenhouse gases, about carbon dioxide, which is increasing in the atmosphere and which is actually stealing the radiation which is going in the outer space and reflecting back to the earth. And that's why we are getting abnormal weathers or weather pattern which is unpredictable. And we have in France, they have never heard about 35 degrees temperature during the winter month. In Canada, we are going to be the most affected nation in the world because the Arctic region, which is having permafrost, and permafrost means where the land is permanently frosted. Now it is experiencing melting of ice at a very faster pace. And that's why we have to think about saving the Nova Scotia region where sea coastal line is being barricaded to avoid the submerging the land into the water. So nobody bothered about Sundarban's many islands submerged in the water. So who is going to do it? The children, when they become young, they will think about it, they will do about it. We have to sensitize about this issue. My stories also deal with the curse of the society, that is child. I'm ashamed to say that we still have child labor in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. I don't know about Sri Lanka much, but they have a similar society. So child labor is in abundance. This is very unfortunate. I tried to sensitize this issue and wrote a number of stories about the child labor. I am perhaps the only writer in Urdu, English, or Hindi who has written so many stories about child labor. All the aspects of child labor I have covered. Being the student of economics, I know what are the different aspects of child labor. So those stories really sensitize this issue in India, and I presented my stories at various universities, as I told you earlier, at Jawaharlal Nehru University or JNU, Jamia Millia, Aligarh Muslim University, and Rohilkhand University, where I was working. So this kind of, then there is a knowledge gap which Indian children have. This is about the space and technology. For example, how many of us know that there was a spacecraft which went to Saturn and maneuvered the rings of the Saturn? This was an achievement for the science. That is spacecrafts which were designed for few years, that stayed in the space and traveled in the space for 20 years. That was the first exercise which our scientists did to maneuver and take out the spacecraft out of the rings of the Saturn without disturbing them. This was a scientific achievement. Very few people know about it. I write about all these technological and space advancement so that our children do not have the knowledge gap. This is the job I'm doing. I'm writing. As a few minutes back, I was in a cafe taking my coffee. That's my workplace where I work. I am a short statured guy. I drink a small coffee and I write small or short stories. That is who I am. Why I get inspiration from there. Rabindranath Tagore, whom I admire, whom I consider not as a person or individual, but an institution, who initiated many movements, socio-religious and political movement. One was women empowerment. In my opinion, he was one of the pioneers of this women empowerment movement. Shanti Niketan is an example where he gave a new concept of open learning. And it was a movement. It is a movement. He was the person who was associated with Brahmo Samaj. He worked for the upliftment of women because women were very much oppressed. Sati system was there, or the widows were there, and they were oppressed in the society, especially in the Bengali society. Still, if you go to Vrindavan, then you will find a large number of Bengali women who were widowed, and they have been sent to Vrindavan to spend the rest of their life. They are neglected, they are ostracized, they are deprived of every human right. They are languishing there. So that system still continues despite all the efforts. Rabindranath Tagore was among the first persons, along with Raja Ram Mohan Roy, who initiated the women, great women from the shackles of the traditions of society, those traditions which are or were oppressive. So he was a revolutionary. That's why I admire him. I do not admire him because he was a poet. There are 1,001 poets all over the world. Of course, he was one of the poets who awakened us. I gave the reference of his poem, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Now, this was the wish or the dream of Rabindranath Tagore. Let me conclude my discussion where he says, "My father, let my country awake. We are still praying. We are still dreaming like Rabindranath Tagore. He was the one who envisioned a society which is without fear, where knowledge is freely passed, where there are no shackles, where there are no traditions which are oppressive. Let my country awake," with the dream of Rabindranath Tagore. And this happens to be my dream as well. I conclude my talk. Thank you very much, Hussain Saheb.
Yes, Professor Dr. Muhammad Idris Siddiqui, sir, your stories and the Rabindranath Tagore writing for the children and the adults, there is a similarity that I found it, and you expressed that Rabindranath Tagore is not an individual, he is an institution. Because in the first session you narrated so beautifully the thing, but I don't know what is the reason, because untoward incident happened. This is the first time, otherwise I would be very much cautious enough. But doesn't matter, even whatever that what you have given is very much worth enough to us, and it's a disguised form of a blessing to us. And I could see the, yes, Anil Kumar Asia, let me take my own turn also to say something about the Rabindranath Tagore, because everybody spoke about him. But when I saw his quotations, some quotation really touched me. And one of the quotation in this, if you want to cross the sea, I repeat, if you want to cross the sea, don't stare by standing on the shore. I'm getting the gist of it. But when you exactly say what is, he said, I compiled and collected here, then I can share it, I can express my views also. Still it holds good what he said is. So now, yes, that I'm going to the point here because I put it here, right? Okay, now the quotations of the Rabindranath Tagore that I made it very much clear here. And he wrote not only for the adults, he said Rabindranath Tagore books for the older readers, 15 years and above, and for the younger people also. And this is the Gitanjali, is a collection of the book. For that in 1913 that he got the Nobel Prize for the literature, and everybody knows it. And this everybody said, including all the authors, Sheshar Kabir, the postmaster, it is not only for the children, for the other adults also. So that which is the best story of the Rabindranath Tagore is Gitanjali, is actually an anthology of the poetry, and is the most renowned and influential work by the Rabindranath Tagore, published originally in 1910. Tagore re-released it as a series of the translated prose poems in English titled Gitanjali, Song Offerings, and it came out in a printed form in the year 1912, 1913 he got the Nobel Prize. And the Rabindranath Tagore books for the kids from the 9 to 14 years. When I read this thing, even Professor Muhammad Idris Siddiqui also doing the same awakening, sensitizing the people, those who lack of it, and he is doing that activity. Now, I wish that have a long life to do it in that manner, even though he is staying in the Toronto. As I said, no Kabuliwala, the stories, the little big man, it is for the children. The astronomers he made, and our Siddiqui Sahib made the space to know how the space would be there. Clouds and waves. This is for the children's, the land of the cards. Even I did not know. See, the conducting such an international conferences, at least we can learn something. Even myself also did not know the land of cards, such a thing, and I wrote only the thought. He wrote for the elderly people only. Rabindranath Tagore, Home and the World, that is another book that he made. And when it comes to the man personality, he is a multifaceted personality, like a dramatist, mysteries, comedies, romances. There is no genre that has been left untouched by the great Indian author, poet, and magician Rabindranath Tagore. His books are a source of the joy for young and old alike, from tackling the serious social evils to expressing the familial love. He has written about it all. So that is the social service that he did it. For that purpose also we should appreciate, and he will be for us till the death of the thing or the world. Rabindranath Jayanti means nothing but is a day. That is called Jayanti. So here I would like to say Rabindranath Tagore, as earlier speakers also say, Jana Gana Mana, which is the national anthem, it is made it over there. For the Bangladesh, our earlier reader also said, Amar Sonar Bangla. That is the national anthem for the India and Bangladesh. Really it is having the touch of the body. And this is a very interesting thing that Tagore, the acronym that say T, artist, and a musician, A, and G, Gurudev, the title, and the poet, and bard. This is a very wonderful word, because the bard of Avalon is given to the Shakespeare, and here also he is given, he is an Indian Shakespeare. and he is a novelist also. And this is the thing which I want to share with you. And don't limit your child to your own learning, because she was born in another time. Because when we learn it, we learn in a different fashion. But when the children's now learning is in a different style, and the most is a digital world, and they are using the electronic gadgets and making the things. And the pandemic, in one way, in another way, it is a disguised form of blessing to us. Otherwise, we did not have that much communication through the online also. So everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it, and that is a very important factor. So the reach high, for the stars lie hidden you, and dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal. Yes, dream well, vision well, and have it. And for that, as I said, no, today children are going to be a backbone of tomorrow nation. Hence, children should be given the high priority, because the education he has spent it, that is the reason that he made the ashram Shanti Niketan. Now it has become a Vishwa Bharati, if I am not be mistaken. So education, I read in somewhere, a bird without a wing is like a boy without education. I repeat, a bird without the wings is like a boy without education. So education is a must. And moreover, you educate a boy and you educate a man, he will educate a only man. But if you educate a woman, it will educate the whole community. See, if you give the preference to the woman will educate the whole community also. And the fundamental desire of the life is to desire to exist. Yes, otherwise life will become miserable. Have a good desire and have some motto, and with that motto that you have to live it. Otherwise, life is meaningful, meaningless, not meaningful, meaningless. We come nearest to the greatest when we are great in humility. Yes, as Professor Siddiqui also said in the earlier, it is not a sympathy, it is a empathy. And that is the very much towards it. The highest education is that which does not merely gives us information, but makes your life in harmony with all existence. That is the meaning of the education. It doesn't mean that only the paper or degree it is. And he who is too busy doing good finds no time to be good. If you're thinking that too good is there, the too good will never come over there. Rabindranath Tagore, by plucking already the Meena Jaz made in her speech, if you plucking her petals, you don't gather the beauty of the flower. So don't take it out, take it as a whole, then you can enjoy it. In art, man reveals himself, not his object. So his views are so much depth, it touches this is the quotations, because quotations always is like a universal truth, like the maxims. Reach high, for starlight, yes, I repeated, hidden you there, dream deep, yes, for every dream precedes the goal, a goal would be there. And the Microsoft owner, founder, Bill Gates also said, if you born in a poor family, it is not your mistake. I repeat, if you born in a poor family, it is not your mistake. You die as a poor man, it is a mistake. Yes, that what I want to make it out and impress to the each and everybody. It is very simple to be happy. Very good. It is very simple to be happy, but it is very difficult to be simple. So it is a very logical. So Rabindranath Tagore is a poet, a philosopher, whatnot. I said you multifaceted personality. You can't cross the sea. Just before that I made the gist of it. You cannot cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. What you have to do? Proportionate work you have to do. Then only that you can reach the targets. Otherwise, it is only the building the castles in the air. If you are crying because the sun has gone out of your life, your tears will prevent you from the seeing the stars. So don't make yourself tears in the eyes because you cannot see Yes, all the participants and the speakers, you are welcome back to my third session because the first session is blocked because of some snag over there. Then second session I started and the third session is in progress. If anybody wants to join, you can join it so that I can wind it out. And now I would like to say that I would like to introduce the people, those who are present in the today's, seminar or international conference. Then let me go to the point here that yes, it is here. So I will introduce at least those who are going to be present in this today's things. Here in the nutshell I am giving you so that you could understand the entire thing. Yeah, I am opening it. Oh, we have to open from here. Yes, speaker. Yes. Then I believe that you are hearing me, is it? You could see my screen also. Am I right? Bhagyam, tell me. You could see my screen and you could hear me also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm getting your voice, sir.
Yes, very good. Very. Could you see my screen also?
Yes, sir.
It's very nice. So now I would like to introduce one after another. I would like to close this one. Yeah. And you see here Professor Dr. Anil K. Dikshit, and he's the Uttaranchal University, Dehradun. He's from India, and he's also one of the speaker. And another speaker is struggling to join it. I don't know why. I told her to make her trial in the beginning, but 11th hour, one should have to avoid the tension. Dr. Anuradha, MSc, ML, PhD, pursuing is assistant professor in the Savita School of Law, which is a deemed university in Chennai, India. And my another friend is there, Dr. K.S. Arun Kumar. He's working the Villa College, Maldives, and he also presented, but unfortunately, I told him to record it. But Mrs. V. Bhakyam, oh yes, thank you that you respected, net qualified candidate, assistant professor, Saraswati Law College, and Chennai in India. And she's also one of the speaker. But one thing I would like to share here is, which I made it very much clear to you, what is called, here I made, what is called, can you tell me that what is that? I wrote it. Just let me make it up. Yes, what is called bard? A bard gets its name from the word meaning poet. The bard of Avalon is the William Shakespeare in the reference to its linguistic capabilities. And the bard in law, a bard is a poet there. But bard in law, do you know what is bard in law? Bhakyam?
No, sir. I don't know, sir.
You don't know, because even myself also I don't know. Now I came to know bard in law means the standard of beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay, sir.
Beyond a reasonable doubt. So even myself also don't know. See, that is the secret of conducting such a conferences where you could learn yourself and you do the research. As I told you also, if you want to wash others' clothes, and your hand will be washed. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So even myself also, I don't know what is bard. Bard in law means beyond a reasonable doubt, which will follow in the common law standard of the proof in the criminal matters. This standard is exclusively used in the criminal or quasi-criminal proceedings. That's why we will say that let 99 or 9 convicts will be acquitted, but not one innocent would be convicted. That is the principle of criminal law. And she is Dr. Dilsha Sheikh, the Dean, and Satyabhama School of Law, Chennai, Deemed University, India. But I don't know what was the reason they could not make it out. And here I made it very much clear. The first photograph is mine, that is Professor Dr. Mohammed Saheb Hussain. And the second here we could see it, Dr. S.B. Sharma, the Vice Chancellor, Millennium University, Malawi. Could you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Could you read this thing?
Sir.
Could you read this thing? What is
Yes,
given?
sir. Okay.
See, here I am, cursor I am making. Could you read this one?
The name is blur, sir.
Okay, now when I get the bigger one, I can give you. And here, this is the invitation which I made it. Yes, now you can read it.
Okay, sir.
You read.
Okay. Dr. Jetling Eloza, Associate Professor of Law, Telangana University, India.
Yes. Now,
Dr. Kaveti Srinivasa Rao, International Lawyer, USA, UK, Australia, Dubai, and India.
very good, very good. Now,
Next one, Dr. Meena Jha, Lincoln University College, Malaysia.
yes, she's presented it, but unfortunately, thing happened. Now,
Next one, Dr. Meenakshi Tomar, Principal, IPM, IPEM Law Academy and IPEM Law Academy, India.
yes, in Ghaziabad. Now,
Mohammed Salim, Research Scholar, VIT School of Law, India.
do you know what is VIT?
I know, sir. Vellore
Yes, very
Institute
good.
of
Vellore
Technology.
Institute of Technology. Yes, who is he?
Okay. Respected Professor Dr. Mohammed Saheb Hussain, sir, St. Augustine University of Tanzania.
Yes, I made a mistake.
Tanzania.
PROF, I eliminated. I forgotten.
Yes.
Yeah, now,
Or Navamurthy, Senior Civil Judge, retired, Tamil Nadu, India.
yes, he's from Tanjavur. Thank God his voice is recorded. Yes,
Pankaj Pathak, MD, CMD Edu, Banki Shiksha Campus, Nepal Kanj, Nepal.
yes, MD means Managing Director, EDU means Education, Banke Shiksha, a campus in Nepal Ganj from Nepal. He is, of course, he got the chance seat. Next.
Professor Dr. Ramanand Pandit, Global Star Education Foundation, Research and Training Center, Nepal.
Very good.
Professor Shaheen Khan, Bharat School of Law, India.
Yes, he's from Chennai Deemed University.
Professor Dr. M. Idris Siddiq, Professor of Economics in India, retired, Canada.
Yes, Professor Siddiq sir made the first session so very fantastic way that he expressed, because he said that
Yes.
Rabindranath Tagore is not only an individual, he is an institution. How he became an institution, he narrated so beautifully by giving the citation, because he felt the social reform should be needed over there and people should be educated, and that is the reason that he has opened the Shantiniketan. And his experience that he share it, and he writes short stories to make the children to understand him more. Yes, next.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Read.
Professor Dr. S.B. Sharma, Vice Chancellor, Millennium University, Malawi.
Yes, sir, I think he's traveled, it seems, the train or bus somewhere, because now he is in India. Yes, now.
Professor Ashpal Singh, National Awardee, 2004, India.
Yes, I would like to say about the Professor Ishpal Singh. He is one of the Guruji. I say to him Guruji and he said to me Guruji. But anyway, learning is an unending process. A student will be a good learner. A teacher will be a good learner. And a mostly teacher, he is a learner till the death. And hence, he writes up very research articles, very good expert in giving the research methodology and teaching to the research to the various people in the various universities. And he stays in Dwarka, New Delhi, and is a voracious reader, even also now produces the many PhDs under him, and many people are working in the foreign countries and whom he guided. And he is also one of the person and to whom I call Guruji, but I call him, but I don't know what was the reason. Either he may be traveling or he may be in the train or bus or somewhere. That's why he did not respond. And for the Kaviti also I called him because he was a so much busy lawyer. Perhaps he may be in the court or some of the offices. When I called him that he made the decline my offer, but I told him, sir, please record your voice and send the YouTube so that it is a blessing to us because they are the veterans and they will give the good guidance to each and everybody. And that is the reason that I would like to introduce them one each and after. And I already made it because when I checked it, when I found, yes, I made my recorded voice up to this extent. I found it in my. Yes, here I am showing. Yes, this it is there in the recorded voice, and this is not. Of course, it is also there, but I can make the repetition. Can you read it?
Sure, sir. It is very simple to be happy, but it is very difficult to be simple.
Yes.
From the words of Rabindranath Tagore.
Because saying is easy, but doing is
Very
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah, you cannot cross a sea merely by standing and staring at the water. I say the same thing to my students. Practice makes man perfect. If you don't practice, you don't become a perfect. Suppose if you want to learn swimming, you read the encyclopedia of swimming for 3 months. Do you learn the swimming? Answer is no.
Answer is
No.
no.
Unless until you jump into the water and you make the movement, hand and legs movement, then only you could learn swimming. Otherwise, merely having the theoretical knowledge doesn't make any sense. The theoretical knowledge is essential, no doubt, but practically that you have to use it, then only it will be fruitful. And if you can cry because the sun has gone out, yes, the day is gone, the opportunity is gone. Can you suppose if your bus misses, if your train misses, and if you miss the train, if you miss the plane, can you repent like that, or you try to catch the next bus, next train, next plane? Answer is
No.
yes, we will catch the next plane, next train, next bus, but we cannot stand still over there. Am I right? Please close the door. I'm getting the sound. So,
Correct, sir. Correct. You are correct, sir.
yes, I slept and dreamed that life was a joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. And that's why I told you that service to man is service to God. And don't make the lip services to the people. Try to extend the hand, whatever you can. That is a very much good point. And what we have to adapt it. And Rabindranath Tagore also made also this thing is a very interesting artist. See Tagore and how the Tagore is expanded in this manner. He's a good artist, no doubt at all. Musician, yes. Gurudev, that is the title. Poet, yes, he's a poet. And bard, and this is, I know, the bard is nothing but a poet, but bard in the law is, I did not know it. Till today. But when I read it, bard in law means beyond that. Fill up the blanks. Beyond that.
Beyond the reasonable
Doubts. And the analyst. So that is the May 7th, 2023, and this year it will be the 162, means 162nd birth anniversary of the Rabindranath Tagore, and will be also known as a Gurudev. And the Shanti Niketan was there, but one thing I when I was making the research about him, his noble prize, and it was stolen in some when it is kept in the museum Shanti Niketan. Until today it is not traced, but one of the folk singer, perhaps he has stolen with two Bangladeshis, what I came to know, and two Europeans, until it is not traced out. Even this thing we did not know. And see, and such a secret we did not know it. Whenever I searched it, then I found it. Yes, it is. Really, it is made it out. And such a thing would be there. So, the stealing is a man's instinct, or he is lewd about getting the money in the easiest way. A person gets the money easiest way. In the same way, he loses the money also. In the easy way. That's why I tell my students also, if you work hard and you remember the thing, and till your death you cannot remember it, you cannot forget it, you remember it because you worked hard. That's why we will say that to the people, respiration is 1%, perspiration is 99%. That means respiration means inhaling and exhaling, and perspiration means sweating. So it is 1%, but the 99% that you have to make the perspiration, because you have to work hard, then only you get a good result. Otherwise, you don't get the good result. Then I also made a statement of the Bill Gates, and he said, who is the founder of the Microsoft, if you born in the poor family, I repeat, if you born in the poor family, it is not your mistake. But if you die as a poor man, it is your mistake. So please keep a good desire and good thing, and I'm sure sky is the limit, and you can read the things. And with this, I would like to say bye. But before bye, can I play the national anthem? Because I can play.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah, because instead of making like that, we can play it also by standing it. Janaganamana, Jana Ganamana. Then we can stand. Janagana. Oh, it is not typed. Janaganamana. Yeah, Janaganamana. Now let me stick where it is. Janaganamana. Oh, this is has come national anthem. We should say national anthem instead of saying Janaganamana, because it is giving the some other thing. National anthem. Oh, it is giving some other thing. Yeah, it is. This is now Janaganamana, national anthem of India. National anthem of India. We can make it out. Yes. Now we can stand. Now first you have to, when you are sharing it now, you have to make it. Yes, down. You are sharing where you are sharing. It is showing some other thing. Expand. No. First, let me close it. Now I will share it. Now this way, otherwise it will not be recorded. Share content, and you say click it. Then you can say share, and now you could see it. Then
Yes, sir.
yeah, we can stand now.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Then I can expand it. It is an advertisement. We can skip it. Of course, it comes little. नानाधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ मागे आए तमरे जन गण मन नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, जय हिंद. With this, I will close my today's meeting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.